With very
Arlene Schofield.
My name is Shireen Snow.
My name is Carla A. Miles.
Diana Camuto.
This is Christine Dunford.
I'm me, Eden.
Caroline Macy. This is Walker Fannin.
Lydia Camille Dixon.
I'm Sarah Dates Wardam.
My name is Linda Preston, and you're watching the Keith Andrew Network.
Got the FaceTime thing down, so
no, absolutely. Hopefully Skype will get their act together.
It's the worst service in the world. I don't know why it's so crappy.
Yeah, it has its moments.
I mean, it's backed by Microsoft now, and you'd think it would be a lot better, but for whatever reason, it's still horrible.
My name is Keith Andrew, and welcome to episode 452. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Daniel Bourne. And I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my channel. So.
Hey, I appreciate it, Keith. It was nice to be in the show, and I had dyslexia. I was diagnosed at a young age. I went to a special high school for it, and I've dealt with it, and I think I've really overcome it in the last 10 years. And I'm not a stupid person. Just sometimes I don't know something at first, but once I know something, I know things very well. I have a photographic memory. I'm a businessman, and I'm trying to make my name in Hollywood as an actor too. So good things are on the horizon. I've had some bumps in the road to say in life, but now I think good things are finally happening after a long thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And I try to be a positive. I try to be a positive person to myself, and I try to be a positive influence to my friends and try to help them. And I have a lot of girlfriends that are just friends that I talk to, and sometimes I feel like I'm their guidance counselor with their problems from time to time. So, it is. And the other thing I deal with is I have a lot of jealousy of people that are jealous of me because my business connection. I'm an outgoing guy. They're jealous. Me taking their girlfriend, whatever, stupid crap. Anyways, long story short. But, alright, and, by the way, I grew up in Newton, Sudbury, Massachusetts. My father, who is deceased, was an investment banker on Wall Street. And I've basically been on the West Coast pretty much primarily since I was 18, 19. Went to San Diego State for a little bit. Didn't graduate, did a little cooking school, went to the Art Institute to learn about music. Music is a big passion of mine, and acting is a passion of mine now, and business. I work on a lot of big real estate deals, probably a couple of them, you probably heard of them if I told you, and I had a very great call today on a big funding deal, so I'm pretty excited.
No, absolutely. The two questions I was going to ask you. Actually, 3 questions. The first one is, what can you tell us about your disability? And does that dictate and label you to get in certain parts and have people working with you? Do they treat you any different?
No, not usually. But, sometimes you come across some idiots that don't understand dyslexia. But, once I tell people respect me and understand my thought process and thinking is probably a lot different than a lot of other people. One thing that really changed for me in the last 10 years is, I had my eyes that used to strain for a while. And once I got my glasses, it really helped me focus a lot better for whatever reason. And then there was a part of my life where I partied a lot and did some substances. I'm not going to lie about it. And now I've been sober, primarily for a long time. I barely even drink alcohol. When I go out, I just drink water. I like to go out and hear the music. The music. So it's not because I'm going looking to get messed up on drugs anymore. It's just I like to listen to certain music. I like house music and EDM and all that type of stuff. So, it's been a good year and things are getting better by the day. And, life can be tough and challenging at times, but you just have to find a way to pick yourself up and be motivating from time to time. Like I try to motivate my friends. One of my friends here in LA, I hadn't seen him for a long time, ran into him. He's been going through some tough times. I've been trying to motivate him and get him on the right track, and now he finally is. And I'm just glad that I could help him. So I try to give people my knowledge and my experiences in life. I've seen a lot, done a lot. I lived in Vegas for a long time, done the whole party scene for there years, and have some close friends in Vegas they still talk to. Gonna finally do some good traveling this year. Gonna go to Africa, go to Thailand, Europe, and some other places. But I've never been married. I've had girlfriends from time to time, and by choice, I choose to be single and not have a serious girlfriend at this moment or wife. I have plenty of girls that would love to be with me, but it's just right now, his business is more important than girlfriends. So, right when comes along, then hey, maybe I'll think about it. And I don't have any kids either, that I know of at least. But you never know; you might get that call one day.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you is who influenced you to become an actor, and who influenced you to start your business?
Well, my business, probably it was myself, and probably just wanting to be a successful businessman like my father. Father was an investment banker for a long time on Wall Street until he died in 1988. And I always, one of my dad's friends introduced me to real estate at a young age, and I always had a niche for it. The test was always hard, so then I learned about being an off-market consultant, what I am to this day. Maybe I will at some point try to get my broker's license. But, I know how to get paid. I know how to get these deals done. I have a lot of top-level people in the industry that contact me and want to talk to me. I have certain connections that most people don't have. I just in the process of putting together another huge deal for my lender guys, and that's going to be a great thing for some of my investors that I work with. So things are getting better, and really, I've always wanted to be a successful businessman. When I was young, I just didn't know exactly what industry I was going to get into, and then I, got into the real estate bug and got that for a long time, and then I found my niche, the off market, and the biggest thing in doing off market in real estate is can you get to the seller, can you get the contract, and when people bring you a deal where there's 4, 5, 6 brokers, it just doesn't work. If they won't get you directly to the buyer or the buyer's rep, then you're just wasting your time spinning your wheels in a deal. So, number one thing, people send me files and I find out they're too far away. I got my ways to get to sellers. I'm not going to tell you my formula, but I have a way of getting to sellers and getting the numbers of the sellers and their emails, whatever. I have a lot of good resources. I have a lot of brokers that I talk to that I'm friends with, and because of that, I can get a lot of. Sorry about my phone's ringing. I'm just kidding. I got a lot of sources,
So, for people who are wondering, what type of business do you do?
Well, I am a private consultant, off-market real estate. I also help people who want to get loans, hard money. We do capital raising, equity finance deals. I'm working on. I have a lot of people that come to me and say, "Hey, Daniel, can you help me get an equity partner for this deal? Daniel, can you help me get a loan for this property?" Or, "Daniel, I need to get hard money. I need to take X amount out of this property, do a cash out." And, there's a lot of details that you need to know in doing that. First of all, does the person have good credit? what's their history in the business, how much equity do they have in the property. A lender probably wants to see at least 40 to 60% equity in the property. You can't have just bought a property and expect to get a hard money cash out loan, whatever, on the property. So it's a lot of these loans are credit dependent. And then I help do equity raises on certain type of deals. I have casino projects that people have brought to me. I'm working on one of these deals I've been working on for 5 years out of the country. Finally, I am aligned with a guy that's very linked in the banking industry, and my principal and him did a great call this morning. So that's really encouraging, and we're also trying to work on a huge casino resort down that part of out of the country too. And that happens. That would be just terrific. I've been working with this principal for about 5-6 years. Met him through an attorney years ago, and me and him have talked on and off for about 5-6 years. So things are looking good. It's all in this business and being a businessman. It's about working hard and try to be respectful to everyone that you can. But sometimes, I admit it, I have a bad fuse. People piss me off. But I'm trying to work and try to be a nicer person this year. I got that streak that, I can snap from time to time. Not nice, but, and if I feel like people are wasting my time and this deal's going to go nowhere, I'm just like, all right, next, move on.
No, absolutely.
But I'm very persistent, very, very, very persistent person. I don't really take no for an answer. I keep finding a way to get a deal done or get the money or whatever, Very, very persistent,
Yeah, my next question I was going to ask you is, do you know any media people, and have you ever been on TV?
Well, I've been doing background acting since August. So yes, I've been on TV and some movies. One of the shows I did a live taping early this year. I've been on shows on FX, ABC. I can tell you some of the shows I've been. See, I've done Fresh Off the Boat, Us Is the People, Bosch, Lethal Weapon, Mom, Angel Tribeca. There's a show coming out soon called Unsolved, Biggie Tupac. These are all background roles. I've been on a couple movies with Christian Bale. I did a movie with Sandra Bullock a couple of weeks ago. And recently I met a producer where I'm going to get my first speaking part. We're going to film it. He's let me add a character to this movie. So I'm really, really excited about that situation. That could be my breakout role.
Yeah, nice.
So, yeah.
Who did you like working with more, Christian Bale or Sandra Bullock?
And I also did the show Goliath with Billy Bob Thornton. They're both cool, Not like I have a huge conversation with them, but when I did Goliath before the holidays, Billy Bob Thornton came up and thanked me. I also did the show SWAT too. So.
No, that's amazing.
Black Jesus. What?
No, it's amazing that you did all those shows.
Yeah, just extra, not an actor, not a speaking role yet. But that's my net. Now I have an opportunity to have a speaking role. That's the next, and get SAG. So that's how you start. Nothing's handed to you in this industry.
No, I thought this.
You can't just automatically show up and say, "Hey, can I be an actor? Can I make $1 million or so?" So it is what it is.
It's funny. One thing about my talk show that a lot of people ask me about different variations, how they got started. I use my brother for an inspiration. I use my dad for an inspiration. I got tired of using my learning disability as a crutch. But if you really want to look at it, it all started with a birthday list. Because people are like, oh, you're 21, you're 21 only once in a lifetime, you should do something special. And I was like, well, I'm like CM Punk. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I walk to the beat of my own drum. And
yeah, I walk to the beat of my own drum too. And also my best friend She lives in San Diego. I met her years ago in San Diego. I was in my 20s. I lived in San Diego from 90, is it 90? I think it's 95 to '02. Met her, I think, like 98, 99. And to this day, we're very best friends. And she's like my little sister. She's married. She's got kids. She's made her husband understand her relationship. I'll text her a lot, call her, whatever. She's a doll. She's like my little cheerleader.
In
And
my
I know she respects me and she thinks a lot of me. I don't need to say it, but I know the way she is with me. We've been through good times and bad times together. I don't need to get in the stories, but we've been through good times and bad times, and things are getting better. And she's actually coming up to LA this week. We're gonna have lunch. I haven't seen her for a while. Actually, it's been a long time since I've actually seen her, but just because I've been doing my thing, she's been doing her thing, raising kids, whatever. Hey, I see you like wrestling. You have a wrestling belt behind you.
Well, I have two of them. I have
WWE.
Well, WWF.
Oh, okay. Whatever it is, it's all the same stuff.
The long story about that is I had it.
No, it's okay. It doesn't bother me.
And my dog destroyed it. He ate the belt. And I only had the centerpiece.
What kind of dog do you have?
Well, back then it was a Springer Spaniel.
Yeah, I have a little Chihuahua. She's in the other room right now, but she's a little hellion at times, but she's cool. Her name is Coco, and she's special because she was born on New Year's Eve night.
Nice.
She was born, so she's like 4 years old now.
And this spell actually means what?
And the other thing that I tell her, as I said, yeah, you're the best girlfriend. You don't talk back.
The one thing this means is actually special because I'll make a long story short. I did some interviews. Then I had to do them over. I didn't do permission forms. So overall, unofficially, I did 772 interviews. And at the time when I got 300, I got the belt. And I wanted something, a trophy for me. And Alpo trophies aren't something you get by yourself. It's something you earn. Someone has to give it to you.
Right.
So when I did it over a second time, and I got thanks to you, we're up to 452. And this belt, it's custom made, even though it had seen better days. I told them I wanted the centerpiece to be glass. Unfortunately, it's just a piece of plastic, so unfortunately, it kind of peels off time to time. And it's just like one of those things that I wanted a logo, but I wanted something to stand out as a statement. Saying it doesn't matter if you're handicapped, retarded, you have any type of disabilities.
Right.
If you're passionate about something, you should prove to someone you can stand out to someone. Stand out to something.
I have a question for you that you probably want to ask me. So you interested about my learning disabilities, about how hard it was in school when I was young, and math and reading and all that stuff? Because it was extremely hard.
I'm the same way.
So you have dyslexia or you have ADD?
I have tell you all about it. I have ADD. I have ADHD. I can't read that well. I can't spell if my wife dependent on it.
Well, you know what? The best thing for spelling now is cell phones. I'm not the greatest speller. Yeah, sometimes I get, sometimes spelling is hard. But, if there's a word I can't remember, I just type it on my cell phone, and 9 times out of 10, I'll pull it up on text. If I can't find text, then I go to Google and I can find the word.
Well, for
So
me,
there's so many tools to help dyslexia people, so I don't look like an idiot to people spelling.
True. In my case, I just hit the little mic and I just say what I have to spell.
Right. I'm also a very early riser for my business. Usually I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Sometimes I'll go to bed really early after dinner just because I work so hard, and then I just crash right after dinner. like 10 sometimes. I eat dinner late sometimes. But, you know, I'm up earlier than most people in this world. And people are like, go to sleep, go crazy. I'm like, no, my day started. Once I'm up for the day. I mean, I've been up since like, probably like 3:30 since this morning, something like that. You know, I always got a lot of work to do, a lot of emails, working on this deal. It's, you know, I do need it. I'm at the point now in my business where it's growing, and I have so many people contacting me that I do need to get an assistant. But trying to trust someone with your Rolodex, your emails, you know, it's a hard trust. You know,
No,
like,
same way, you know.
I mean, there's one girl in this world that could have helped me, but recently I found out that she got killed like a year ago. I hadn't talked to her for a while. We had talked, we were close. I could have possibly married her maybe, but parted ways for a while, and then I was trying to reach her again, and then I was wondering why she wasn't returning my calls. And then I ran into her friend that I know through her, and we're really cool. And found out, you know, she got killed in a domestic violence situation. I'm not going to mention her name. I'm not going to get into it. But, you know, that was very, very hard for me. It's still a little hard, but when it first happened, I mean, I probably literally cried for like 8-9 days in a row. I've never cried so much in my life. And, you know, when you haven't talked to someone and then you're trying to get back and hold them and then realize how much love that was there and you didn't fall through and could have made her my wife if I wanted to. Timing wasn't right. And then I find out from other people that, you know, she really loved me. She just never told me. I'm like, wow, why did she not tell me? So, yeah, I do miss her a lot, you know, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, I've experienced a good amount of death in my life with different friends, acquaintances, relatives, my father. You know, like, I'm at the point now in my life, I'm like, I really don't want to hear about anyone else dying. But unfortunately,
Understandable.
it's part of life, you know?
So, wrapping up our talk show segment, my last two questions for you is one, are you on social media like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? Are you on?
Yeah, I'm on all that. I hardly ever use Twitter. I'm on Instagram a lot. I just kind of check out Facebook. And, you know, people can find me on LinkedIn. I don't respond to the feeds, but if people message me, I will get back to them. I'm not posting my business, my deals on LinkedIn like some idiots do. But, you know, people can get hold of me that way if they choose to. Or people can get hold of me on Facebook, or people can find me on Instagram.
All right. And my last question for you is, when I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your first reaction, and what made you say yes?
No, I was like, that's cool. I mean, I have dyslexia, and you're trying to let the cause be out there. And I thought, hey, this would be great to, you know, let people really know about this cause, because, you know, unfortunately there's a lot of people that are not educated on the subject at all in this world. Really don't know what dyslexia is. People think it's just numbers, or people just think you're stupid. And, you know, there's so many ignorant people that really don't know. Like, wake up, learn what it's about, and don't call someone an idiot or a retard because you have dyslexia. I've had people call me names and picked on since I was an early age when I was younger. I know all about that crap. And, you know, anyone who I know who has dyslexia, I would always stand up for them. Even if I just met them on the street, whatever. You know, I always try to be nice to people I meet. And I don't judge people. I have friends that are black, Latino, Asian, whatever. I don't judge people on their race either. I take people who they are, how they treat me, how you treat you. If you're an a-hole to me, I'll be an a-hole back to you. If you're nice to me, I'll be very nice to you.
I'm the same way. But now, wrapping up our interview segment, it was a real honor privilege to have you as a guest. And I'm looking for part 2 down the road.
Yeah, so if we want to do...
Me, Mark Medley.
Hi, everybody, this is Mark Neely.
Barry Pavick.
This is Peter Bruno.
My name is Kyle Collier.
This is Julio Santiago, better known as Dynamite.
I'm Richard Epcar.
Orange Chow.
This is Kerrigan Mahan.
This is Goldner.
and we both support Keith Andrew.
My name is Ron Wasserman, and I am supporting Keith Andrew and what he is doing, and you better do the same, or I'm gonna come kick your ass.